Hello, everybody. It's Murialda here once again, and welcome to episode 16 of Let's Browse. And this is a very experimental episode because I am going to attempt to live stream this. Right now, of course, no one knows about it, so we'll see if people start showing up or not. Um, So from the very beginning, before I even recorded episode 1, I've always thought that this series would do best with like user interaction. And that's why I love the comments and everything. And even, like I said, even before episode 1, I had streaming in the back of my mind. I've never streamed before. This is my very first time. So, yay. Don't know how it's going to work out. Um, yeah, so we'll see how it works out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I don't know how I'll interact with the chat or not, but we'll see. So we'll go ahead and open up our browser, and we'll go and start with some suggestions. So the first one is, of course, our buddy Chalk Crow, and then we'll go ahead and full screen this. So the first figure that Chalk Crow is suggesting is Mage from Bikini Warriors. And this one is by Mega House. It is part of the Excellent Models series, 1/8 scale figure. She is supposed, well, she came out in June of 2016, and the MSRP was 9,990 yen. So yay. Not a bad price for a 1/8 figure. So let's go ahead and look at the pictures and see what she looks like. So right off the bat, not really the biggest fan of how she has the thing covering her crotch. It draws your attention to that, but I mean it is what it is. Her face is kind of a little bit strange. She's smiling, of course, a nice big open mouth smile, but overall, yeah, the face is a little bit strange. And the hair's either in a bun or it's short. I don't know. We'll see in the later pictures. And her bikini bottoms look to be very, very tight on her. So yay. Toes look to be nicely done and everything. Nice belly button. And of course, big boobs. Can't have bikini warriors without big boobs. And there's a promo picture. And back to this one. And there she is without the little things covering her crotch and sitting on her head. Okay, she does have a little ponytail going on there. Ponytail is the best hairstyle. I don't care what anyone says. And, you know, very, very tiny bikini. And, of course, little things back covering her crotch. Yeah, like I said, the derpy face, like the way just the legs are looking, not a fan of this figure. It's not horrible or bad or anything, but it's not a bad price either. Not a figure for me. She is sitting on some sort of cushion. Looks almost like inflatable furniture, blow-up furniture. And she has her hands out. And she does have a very nice back, nice shoulder blades, and you can see some folds in the flesh, and a nice booty on her. And yeah. So yeah, not a horrible figure, but definitely not to my taste. And like I said, I don't really like the way her face looks. And she is a cast-off, so you're going to get some nipples if you buy her, which is always, well, not always, but most of the time, it's a good thing. And there's some promo artwork. So yeah, we'll go ahead and close this one, and we'll move on to the next suggestion by Chalk Crow. So this is Sadie from One Piece. Once again by Mega House, 1/8 scale figure, part of the Excellent Model series. She came out March 25th of 2015, and she was MSRP'd at 8,600 yen. And it looks like she had a couple of releases, March 25th and then June 28th of 2013. So yay. Let's go ahead and look at her. So right off the bat, I'm not a One Piece fan, so I'm not really going to be interested in this one. So looking at her, don't like her hairstyle, covering her face, and it's kind of bleh. So that's a minus for me. She's got the big boobs and nice, very long, thin limbs, which is typical of One Piece as far as I know. And yeah. So next picture. There we are. So she has some totem pole earrings going on. So we've got some people showing up. Let me check something real quick because chat should be showing in here. It should, if I was on the right thing. So yeah, we've got right now Dark Virus and Eric Diaz in here. Dark Virus is saying Sadie looks kind of like a deadly sin, and Eric Diaz says, I'm doing this when he's about to start to drive home. Sorry, Eric, but it is what it is. So back to this. And hopefully chat will start showing up. Let's see if this worked. Hi. So we'll see. Anyways, maybe it was and I just wasn't looking at the right screen. So anyways, Sadie, she has a strappy dress going on, you know, holding up her underwear connected to her shirt, and very much underboob showing. Very tiny waist, which is typical of One Piece as far as I know. Yeah, Eric, I am recording this, so hopefully it will. We'll see how this goes. Yep, you heard Milo. He's behind me right now. So yeah, Sadie is back in her pink dress. She's got some frilly stuff going on her belt, and she is holding some sort of long spear. She's got the like horns coming out of her head. Lots of hair going on in the back. And she got a little bit of booty going on. A little bit of booty. Very shiny outfit. Shiny hair, kinda. She has a scarf. So yeah. Oh, she's got a different face expression, so she's kind of yelling and angry or whatever. And this time she is holding a whip. But yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of One Piece and don't really care much for the art style. So yeah, we'll go ahead and say no to this one. And the next one that Chalk Crow is asking about is Mauser. I think I've talked about her before, but we'll talk about her some more. So pre-orders are currently closed at Ami Ami, and this is a figure by Hobby Max. And Hobby Max is Chinese, and Girls Frontline is not Japanese, so Mauser is not allowed on MFC. So don't bother looking for her there. But anyways, she is a 1/8 figure, and she has been released. I have seen some videos of her, but it's not like through Ami Ami. So if you look around, you might be able to find some videos and pictures of her. But we'll just look at the prototype pictures. Her price at Ami Ami is 11,270 yen. And I'm guessing Girls Frontline is like Kantai Collection, only their guns. Just a guess, I don't know. So Dark Virus, the rule on MFC is a figure has to either be manufactured by a Japanese company or be from some Japanese origination, like a game or anime or something. If it's like Hobby Max, it's a Chinese company. or Hong Kong. I'm not exactly sure. They're not from Japan. And Girls Frontline is not a Japanese origin, so she's not allowed. It's a very stupid rule, and I really hate it. Like, a lot of the My Ethos figures aren't allowed for that same reason. But rules are rules. So, anyways, back to Mauser. She has some boots on with a very flared end. It looks almost like some fur on the bottom of it. So it's probably comfy on her nice creamy thighs. And she is sitting on her gun. I'm guessing that's her gun form. And she is wearing a military uniform. The overall impression I get of her is like German. Could be wrong. I don't know any guns. I'm a failure as an American. She has some nice, long, beautiful white hair and some very stunning, piercing red eyes. And she's got a cross and eagle wings. I think it's really the hat and just the overall look that reminds me of the German military. So here she is from the back, showing lots of her hair, and her coat is flying off in the wind. Looks to be kind of a fuzzy lining on it. And of course, she doesn't have her arms in her sleeves, so they're flying all over the place. So she's got some big boobs, kind of hidden under the uniform, but you can see some cleavage going on. And some nice lacy stuff going on under her skirt. She definitely looks to be very nicely detailed, and I kind of like her. Probably not going to buy her, but she would be one I would consider. Because, like I said, overall she looks really nice, looks to be well done. So yeah, that is Mauser. There's her gun, and there's a close-up on her face. She's got kind of a little cat smile going on if we look. So we'll move on to the next one. That's all of Chalk Crow suggestions. So there's a wallpaper for you. So we'll move on to the next person's suggestions, which is I'm a life form known as Manuel. So let's go ahead and open them. And close the bookmarks again. And Manuel has two suggestions this week. The first one is Saber from Fate Stay Night. This is a Race Queen version of her. This is a 1/7 figure, and she is by Stronger and is supposed to come out in August of this year. And at AmiAmi, you can buy her for 12,800 yen. So, the question is, which Saber is this? Because there's like hundreds of them, and they all look exactly the same. So yeah, I'm not sure which Saber this is, but we'll just say Race Queen Saber and be done with it. So let's look at her pictures. So, of course, being Saber, she has blonde hair in the typical Saber hairstyle and a blue bow in the back of her head and blue eyes. And she's overall blue and white themed. Dark blue and light blue there. Thin belly and everything. Hands look to be pretty nicely done. Not the biggest fan of the shading on her boots. It kind of looks like she's been rolling around in some like dirt and clay. It's a little too reddish for my taste. But she has some very long legs and definitely the thigh-high boots. So that, while I don't like the shading, it looks decent enough on her. Fairly large boobs, so I'm guessing this is not the original Fate Stay Night Saber. And there she is from a different angle. She has some teeth going on in her big, happy smile. And she's looking off to the side, so you're not supposed to look at her from the front, I don't think. She's got a little booty going on. Sure, if she stood up straight, it would be fairly flat. Doesn't stick out very much. But you can see some lines going on there. And looks to be a decent enough back. And a little patch on her shoulder. Woohoo. Okay, now this is just ridiculous. Her Excalibur is an umbrella. That, like I said, to me that is just ridiculous. Looks to be a nice umbrella though, nice details. You got all the little supports in there. But then you got the Excalibur handle. So yeah, I'm not a crazy big Saber fan. I mean, when Fate's Day Night first came out, she was okay, but I was a Ren fan at the time. And since then, I have moved on to Tamamo, but she's not from Fate's Day Night, so yay. But yeah, that's Saber. Not for me. If you like her and you've already got 1,000 Sabers, what's one more? So Manuel's next suggestion is Tosaka Rin from Fate's Day Night, the Race Queen version of her. She is by Stronger and +1 and is a 1/7 scale figure. Yeah. And she is supposed to come out in December. So nice long wait for her. The MSRP is 11,852 yen. Very strange that it's not a round number, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's have a look at her. So she is sitting on some sort of base. Don't know what it's supposed to be. And as Saber was blue themed, Rin, of course, is red themed and black. So she's got the black booty shorts on, red and black bra, red coat, and red thighs. And twin tails, of course. And she is smiling, a closed mouth smile, not the, overjoyed, happy, open mouth smile. So, yes, there she is. I'm guessing she is sitting on like one of the badges for the cars, maybe like a Lamborghini, something like that. Not sure which one has the horse on it. So she's got blue eyes and a decent enough belly. And the zipper on her boots looks pretty detailed, which is nice. The hair kind of looks a little bit flat though. There's shading, but not a lot of like sculpting detail. And she looks like she's holding some flags, which are in the shape of archer swords. So like Saber's Excalibur was an umbrella, Rin has archer swords, which are flags. So yay. It's not as amusing as Saber's, but it's still one of those things where you sit there and you ask, why? There she is. Kind of looks like she doesn't quite sit on the base. So she's being held up by her hands and her one foot. And there is a strand of hair that was glued on after the fact. A lot of times you can't really avoid that, but it's always noticeable when they do that. So there's another picture of her. And there is her with Saber. And looking at this, it looks like their bases are going to make a pattern. So it looks like there's going to be one more figure in this line. The question is, which one? Maybe it'll be Tamamo. Probably not, though. Ilya? Yeah, I'm guessing they'll make an Ilya figure. What do you think? And there's the crotch shot. Gotta have the crotch shot. So yeah, not a figure for me. Like I said, Rin was one of my favorites, but I've moved on from her. So it is what it is. And another wallpaper. And now we'll move on to the next suggestion. and that is Asuna Yuki. So Asuna, I think, has 4 suggestions. Yep. So the first one is Aisaka Taiga from Toradora. This is a 1/6 scale figure by Kotobukiya. And she came out January 24th of 2014. And MSRP'd at 6,800 yen, so a very low price. This is her last episode outfit, where she has transferred schools. And if you don't know that, it's a spoiler. And I'm sorry, the Toradora came out in forever ago, so spoilers, who cares? Actually, she originally came out in October of 2010, got a re-release in 2011, and re-released again in 2014. So she's popular enough to get 2 re-releases. 585 people own her on MFC, and she's rated 8.77 out of 145 times. You've got the outliers rating her 1 out of 1, so that really sucks because it just decreases the rating for no reason. The majority of them rate her 10 out of 10. So let's look at her pictures. So best Toradora girl is Kawashima Ami, but she doesn't get good figures. Taiga has a couple nice figures. Of course, we have to start with a crotch shot showing her underwear and her thighs. Nice stockings and shading on the stockings. Nice skirt. And there's a more front-on view. We can't see her underwear in this one. There's her hands behind her. She's kind of doing that embarrassed type pose, which matches her embarrassed expression. And she's got the black outfit on and the white necktie and everything and the new school symbol. She has a very tall head. So, I mean, it is an anime figure. In anime, they have, like, from their eye line to the top of their head is much higher than normal human beings. But it is very apparent in this figure. And since she is a tiny girl, all of her features are very tiny. She's got very thin legs, small arms, just a small body. So the big head really stands out on her. So I know this figure is very popular and a lot of people really love it. To me, it's okay. Not the biggest fan of it. It's probably just because, like I said, she is a tiny girl. So she seems to be out of proportion, like she is much taller than she is wide. So, I mean, it matches her design perfectly, but it just kind of seems off to me. So yeah, it's not going to be a figure to be added to my collection. And like I said, Ami's my favorite Toradora girl. So yay. We'll move on to the next one. And the next one that Asuna Yuki has suggested is Supergirl from, DC Comics. This is by Kotobukiya, 1/7 scale figure, part of their bishojo line, which is mostly the, Western comic superhero type thing. So Supergirl came out originally, we'll do that first, June 2nd of 2011. And she was later re-released February 13th of 2013. Both times, the MSRP was 6,200 yen. So yeah, she's a fairly old figure. Then let's go ahead and look at her pictures. So, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the bishojo line. I I'm just preferring the anime figures as opposed to superhero figures, but they're usually done better. They're like, to me, they seem to be better quality than most of Kotobukiya's anime figures. So I think they put more effort in since this is more targeted at the Western audience, I think. So there's Supergirl with Wonder Woman and Batgirl, and yay. And there's a bunch of bishojos. So, Supergirl has a face on her. Of course, she has a face on her. Like I said, it's more Western themed, so you got the smaller eyes and everything, pointy nose. She's got some pointy boobs on her, and the tight outfit, of course, showing some wrinkling, and a belly, and a little skirt, blonde hair in the cape. And she has a cat friend. I didn't know Supergirl had a cat friend. The cat has its own cape. Yay, kitty cat. She looks like she's kind of angled downwards. So you're gonna have, if you get her, I would suggest displaying her up above eye level so you can see her face. Otherwise, you'll be looking at the top of her head the whole time. And I guess she's supposed to be flying through the clouds because that's what she's standing on, is a cloud. I think they actually did a good job with that. Usually, like flying or floating figures, it's hard to do, and there's usually like a support rod somewhere in there. But they just made a cloud, so she's already up in the sky. No need for a support rod. And there is the Superman Supergirl S on her chest. It is very indented into her cleavage. From the back, you just got a big cape in the way, so not a lot of detail going on there. It's going to be hard to see her back and her booty. And kind of looks like her hair is translucent at the ends. And yeah. So there is a promotional picture showing a couple things. There's another promotional picture. There is a close-up of the kitty cat, and the kitty cat has a very ugly face. Very ugly face. And he's got a lightning bolt on his side. Poor kitty cat. And Supergirl wears red underwear. And it's under her skirt. I was just thinking, oh wait, Superman does wear red underwear, but his are on top of his pants. So, yeah, not a fan of this figure. But like I said, I'm not a fan of the bishojo line to begin with. But it definitely looks to be well done. Face, I really think could have been done better. But then again, this is 4 to 7 years old. So, yeah, it is what it is. There's a booty shot for you. And we'll go ahead and move on. So now begins the stream of Erzas. So Asuna Yuki has requested Erza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. This is the battle version from X Plus. It's a 1/7 scale figure. And she came out February 12th of 2015. And MSRP'd at 11,000 yen. So let's look at her. Hey, Max. So we've got Erza. Right off the bat, her hair is very smooth looking, so not a lot of sculpting details. She has a bun with a little stick pointing through it, and she has a sword, and her thigh highs have rips in the top, and she is wearing sandals. And she's scowling and in the battle pose. And there she is from kind of the back. showing off lots and lots of side boob. And she's got some nice flower patterns going on her ripped sleeve. And she's got a little bit of a ponytail going. Things are going okay. Just seeing how this works. So the next picture, we got a little bit of a close-up on her facial area. So she does have, the serious expression on. Right here, that scene makes you think it's going to be a cast-off, but I don't think she is. So the rips on her clothes look very nicely done, nice details. Looks almost authentic, like real cloth being ripped. But then you get the black under it, and that just makes it look fake. The handle on the sword has some nice wrapping on it. And, red hair. Erza has red hair, so it fits. She's surprisingly is covering her cleavage, which is fairly unusual for Erza's outfits. Yeah, not really a figure for me. It doesn't look too bad, but it does look a little, I don't know, kind of simplistic, which isn't a bad thing. It was 1/7 scale and 11,000 yen, so not a bad price, honestly. And I know a lot of people really love Erza, so I'm sure they'll be adding her to their collection. And like I said, lots of side boob. And yeah. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next one, which is Erza Scarlet again from Fairy Tail. This one is a 1/8 scale figure and is by Amakuni Hobby Japan. So yes, it is most likely exclusive and most likely really expensive right now. So she came out June 20th of 2014, so almost 3 years old. And at the time, the MSRP was 9,074 yen. If we scroll down, up she's at Ninomiya for 19,000, and someone was selling her for 120. So yeah, she's definitely gone up in price. And I know she's one that a lot of people have searched after. Let's look at her pictures. So there she is. She is in her one outfit. I forget its name. It probably said on the front page. But it's like minimum defense, maximum offense. So her bandage bra is falling apart. So she's been fighting for a while and has probably taken some hits. And it's good for us because it shows off boobs. Nice underboob going on there, nice cleavage. You can see her fairy tale emblem on her arm. And you've got the little thigh gap going on. And the ripped to shreds bottoms of the pants. She's got her two swords. I kind of think I like the face on this one a little bit better than the last one we looked at. So, yeah. Yeah, I definitely like this face a little bit better. I think it feels more like the anime version of her and less like... I think the other one was more the manga version. And the hair seems to be detailed a lot better. Nice sculpting and nice shading. I have read that this base sucks, but I don't know for sure. I mean, it's pretty much a clear red disc. It kind of looks like, yeah, there's a fairy tale emblem, like, frosted on there. And you can take her pants off, showing, T-back. Very wedgie-ish underwear going on. And I have also read that her pants are a pain in the ass to take off and put back on. I don't think they actually hook properly when you try to put them back on. Could be wrong about that, though. So there's another different view of her, and from the side view. Definitely showing off lots of underboob. And a nice belly on her. The booty isn't as apparent when she's got her pants on as it is when she's got her thong on. So yes, thong, boobs, butt, crotch. So yeah, underwear isn't my favorite style of underwear, but it is what it is. And there's a close-up of her swords. So yeah, she's nice. Like I said, I think I like this one better than the last one, but still, it's not a figure for me. But I do know a lot of people have searched for her, and I do know they're willing to pay a lot of money for her. So we'll move on. That was all of Asuna Yuki's suggestions. There's a wallpaper for you. So now we'll look at Eric Diaz's. Now he was here, but he had to get on the road, so he's going to miss his own suggestion. Oh well, poor Eric. And his suggestion is another Erza Scarlet. From Fairy Tail, of course. This one is from Orca Toys and is a 1/6 scale figure. And yeah, she is maybe supposed to maybe going to come out this year. Since it's Orca Toys, I won't get your hopes up. And since it's still a prototype and not up for order, there's no MSRP going on yet. I'm gonna guess around $150. Just looking at it. So there's no like official promo pictures yet, so we'll have to go through some like exhibition type pictures to look at her. So here she is at some show, and she has lots and lots of details going on. And I kind of feel, to me, there's a little too much detail. It kind of looks a little bit cluttered and too gritty for me. But I know a lot of people, it's going to be like their most favorite figure ever just because of that. So her base, I mean, she has completely destroyed that pattern or the road or whatever she's fighting on. She has a giant dragon's claw on her hand, looks kind of like a weapon, and she is holding a spear. Lots of shading and details in her hair. Like I said, it's got that gritty look to it, so it's like dirty, like dark shading. And of course, why not? Let's throw her in a bikini. So let's see. Here's a little bit better picture. So yeah, she does have a white bikini on, and it's a little bit dirty-ish. But yeah, still a white bikini, and giant boobs flying around. Doesn't provide her much boob support, so she's going to be sore in the morning, I'm sure. And yes, she is holding like that dragon claw is like a spear. Lots of grit on the armor. And yeah, the belt actually does look like leather, and it's been weathered. And the bandage around her ankle around her thigh, yeah, it definitely, she is in battle, so it's getting dirty. And you can see like where her foot is on the base. It's got it's really got the impression that she's like really putting a lot of force into it, and she's destroying it even more with her incredible power. And so here is a picture of her from the side. Yeah, she is very stretched out. Nice crotch shot going on there. And lots of side boob, which is reasonable since she has giant boobs. The shading looks very good on there. Like I said, it looks good. It's gritty, and if you really like the battle poses and the grit and everything, it's definitely a figure for you. But like I said, to me, it looks a little bit more cluttered. So it's not going to be a figure for me, but it definitely, I do kind of like the way it looks, but at the same time, not so much. I know I'm like contradicting myself. So yes, the Dragon Claw definitely has lots of details going in there, and it's got like a tail wrapped all around her, all around the spear handle, and the armor is very detailed. Why she is in a bikini? Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's bikini armor. If she had any more clothes on, she'd be vulnerable. Oops, wrong way. And I think this looks kind of more like the manga face. So she's got the narrower eyes, and they're kind of pointy. She's got like a scowl on her face, and her necklace is flying in the wind, giving you a nice clear shot of her cleavage. I kind of feel like they made the boobs a little bit too big, but I mean, if you're a boob man, it's for you. So yeah, it looks decent enough, but it's not going to be a figure for me. So we'll move on. So that was Eric's. So now, earlier this week, since I've never streamed before, I did a little test stream and I screwed things up, and it was public, and some people joined right away and watched it. And yeah, one of them was Jay Riverdez, and she suggested that I add the Halloween Miku. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So yes, this is a or excuse me a second while I have a drink. So yes, Trick or Miku. This is by Union Creative and is supposed to come out late October, so hopefully in time for Halloween. But if I had to guess, you won't get her until after Halloween. And she is available at AmiAmi for 14,660 yen. And since it's by Union Creative, they don't really do a lot of scale figures. I mean, they fit in with scales, but they don't give them an official scale. So if we scroll down a little bit, let's see, 17 centimeters tall. I'm going to say she's probably going to be around 1/7 scale. So we'll go ahead and look at her. So, of course, it's a Hatsune Miku, and if you're a Miku fan, you know if you like her or not. She has her blue hair, which fades into orange, which is unique. It fits the Halloween theme. But I don't think the two colors really work very well together. Um, so she has some pumpkin earrings. She has a jack-o'-lantern and, the orange and brown sleeves. And the puffy orange and brown pants and shorts and nice thigh highs with orange stripes. She's got some nice sandals, shoe type thing going on with platform heels. And she has a cape. A cape, yes, a cape. Kind of like a witch theme going on. She's kind of floating in the air. And since she is kind of floating in the air, you gotta have some supports. And honestly, not a fan of the clear plastic rods. But, I mean, how else are you going to support her? And she's got some candy all around her base and a mushroom. I wonder if it's psychedelic. That candy cane doesn't look very tasty, though. Another mushroom. So her face is kind of like a confused expression, or like you kind of caught her doing something witch-like that she's not supposed to be doing in public. Her tie is flying in the wind, and it's got the orange inside, and it's got like a pumpkin clip around the chest line. So definitely looks to have a lot of detail in there. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the orange to blue hair and all the orange splotches in her hair. The outfit, though, looks very, very good. So I like the outfit. The face, yeah, it's a face. And there's another picture of her. So the jack-o'-lantern definitely looks like a jack-o'-lantern. It would be kind of cool if it lit up on the inside. And there's her kind of from the back. So, oh, that's kind of cool. She's got like a bat hair tie thing going on there. Don't even know what you would call that, but it's a bat. And, you know, the puffy pants, not the fan of that, but it is what it is. And just looking at how she's supported, I don't think she's going to be very stable because the support rod looks to only support one knee, and then I think all the like horizontal support is coming from the pumpkin. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be a very stable figure, so you might want to put her somewhere where it's not going to get bumped. So yeah, looks to be a nice figure, but it's definitely not a figure for me. So we'll move on. Oops, wrong thing. That's what I wanted to do. Have a wallpaper. So also during that test stream, Don Nguyen, you know, this is one of the most popular names in the world. You would think I should learn how to say it. Nguyen? I don't know. He also was all excited to suggest Ryuzu from Clockwork Planet. I think I may have talked about her before, but we'll talk about her some more. So she is by Kotobukiya and is supposed to come out in August. And at AmiAmi, she is available for 14,280 yen, which is a pretty high price, I think. Especially for a I mean, it is a 1/7 scale figure, but for Kotobukiya, I think that price is high. They usually have very reasonable prices, but for some reason they went high on her. I did go to their blog and look at it, and I mean, with all the detail going on, like in her hair ornament and her outfit, and like she's got the holes in her sleeves so you can see the insides and stuff, and this like cross hatch pattern on her sleeves and her skirt. They said that not only is it painted in that pattern, but it's also sculpted in that pattern. So I'm guessing that's why her price is so high. So I'm watching Clockwork Planet, and it's kind of a crappy show. Ryuzu is awesome, but the other characters really don't seem very good to me, and I hate the kids, even though they're the main characters. It's a cool like world that they're in and I like the like story behind it, but I just don't like the main characters. But Ryuzu, I like her. And this figure, I am considering buying her. I'm trying to hold off because I'm trying to save money. But, you know, she's very tempting. Let's look at her pictures. So, like I said, she has a clock gear type ornament on her hair, on her veil type thing. I don't know what this red string around her neck is supposed to be. And her outfit, lots of details going on there, and it looks pretty cool. And she has some thigh highs on with some nice ribbing on them, and little, you know, black shoes, and a clockwork base. But she is actually just standing on a clear disc, which sits on the base. So, yeah, it's kind of like the glass face of a pocket watch, I guess. Her hands look to be nicely done. Her eyes are a little bit, I call them, describe them as like foggy. So, I mean, I wish they were a little bit more clear. Like, sharp lines and a little bit better color. But it is what it is. A nice shot of her from the back. Her veil type thing, head covering, has 3 layers on it. And you can see her coat like flying in the breeze. It doesn't look like she's going to come with her scythes that come out from under her skirt, so no battle poses for her. Which could be a good thing because you don't want her to kill herself. Spoiler, spoiler. But yeah, like I said, the outfit is very detailed and looks very good. I saw this figure at One Fest. Well, I wasn't there, but pictures of her from One Fest. And she instantly caught my eye, and I added her to my maybe list. And since then, the official pictures, they really are tempting. But that price is a little bit high. So we'll see if I'm willing to spend it in the near future. But yes, I really do like the way she looks. And if we scroll down far enough, we can see you can take her hair hat type thing off. So I think she looks a lot better with it on, to be honest. The hair is very simple and plain. So yeah, if I did buy her, I would leave it on so that you get the veil type thing and the ornament going on. So yeah, there is that. That's Ryuzu. So we'll go ahead and close this. And we'll move on to me. So I picked out a couple as always. So, yes. Hehehe. Watch the episode. You may see if I'm spoiling or not. But anyways, moving on. We've got Graf Zeppelin from Kantai Collection. This is by Funny Nights, and it's supposed to come out July of this year. Wow, that's pretty soon. She just went up for order. And she is 1/7 scale. So I've never heard of Graf Zeppelin before this. Like I said, my only experience with Kantai Collection is the anime, pretty much. I've never played the game. Max, she doesn't actually kill herself, but she does stab herself. So yes, spoilers, not spoilers. Who cares? If you want to read it, go ahead and read it. Anyways, Graph is available at AmiAmi for 16,190 yen, which is a pretty high price, but I mean, it is Kantai Collection. Funny Nights puts out some good figures, it looks like, and she has her boats. So, yeah, actually, I'd say that's a fairly reasonable price. Yeah. So, let's look at some pictures. Like I said, I've never really heard of her, so I don't know anything about her. She doesn't look like a Japanese ship offhand. So she's probably one of the international ones. And she's got like a captain's hat on. Yes, the boats do look pretty good. Lots of detail. The paint is excellent on these. Definitely looks metallic and kind of like she was in some battle. So yeah, lots of good shading on her. And looks like she's going to have some sort of support. And there's a picture of her without the hat on. Oh, she's holding a boat with her arm. Okay, I didn't notice that up here. And she has some pretty big boobs on her. And her legs and thighs kind of give a little bit of a thick feeling to me. So I'm sure she's got some pretty powerful legs. Not a fan of the little armor covering of her boot and ankle, but it is what it is. That symbol and the name, I'm kind of guessing German ship. Could be wrong, could be right, don't know. But right, this one that she's holding makes me think kind of aircraft carrier. So maybe she shoots some planes like Kaga and the other one. And yay. There she is from the back. Looks like she has some twin tails going on there. And if we scroll down, there's her boat's spread eagle kinda, so very wide. So she'll definitely take up a lot of space if you buy her. Um, right now, they've got her standing on a clear plastic prototype disc for a base. And I'm hoping that they don't give that ugly, blue hexagon base that they give a lot of the Kantai figures. I really hate that they decided to do that, but it is what it is. So yeah, she definitely looks good. I'm not going to be looking at her to buy her because, like I said, I've never heard of her, and she looks good, but not quite to my taste. But she definitely looks good. Ah, German aircraft carrier, prices aren't bad, and if you go to Nippon Yasan, she's a little bit cheaper at 15,420 yen. So yay. Next figure was Jacko from Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. This one is by Aquamarine and is supposed to come out in September of this year. And at Amiami, she's available for 13,440 yen. So when I first saw this one, I'm like, wow, that looks pretty awesome. And then I see she's got bell bottoms on. And it's like, why? Why'd they do that? I mean, it is what it is. And looking at the little notes, the lantern has a LED in it that you can buy some batteries for, and it'll light up. So I'm guessing the new thing in figures is LED lights. So yay. But yeah, she's got a very unique and kind of cool look to her. But I'm not big into Guilty Gear or anything, and like I said, why the bell bottoms? So it's not going to be a figure for me, but we'll go ahead and look at her. So the halo thing is a halo thing, and it is stuck into her head with a little support rod, which doesn't look the greatest, but they haven't quite perfected anti-gravity yet, so you got to have some way to support halos. So she's got some white hair with red undersides of it, and lots of red in the hair. She has a very skin-tight thing. Skin tight outfit going on. Max, yes, Ami ships pretty much all over the world. I mean, there are a couple countries they won't do it, but you're definitely going to pay for it. So yeah, Ami shipping, plus Ami does tend to overpack their boxes. So yeah, you're definitely going to pay a lot of money for shipping. So back to Jacko. She's got some big boobs. Like a skull thing on her belt, and she looks like has a mask that she's holding. Maybe we'll get a little bit better view of it later. And yeah, that lantern looks kind of like a jack-o'-lantern, but made out of metal. There she is from the back, and since it is some skin-tight outfits going on, you got some skin-tight booty with some butt cleavage going on. The hair looks pretty flat, so not a lot of like sculpting details in it, it looks like. And the lantern is attached to a chain which is going up her leg. Probably attached to her ankle or something. So I like the way her face looks. It's kind of like a mischievous kind of look on her. And yeah, she's got that mask. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a jack-o'-lantern mask. So yeah, I like her face for sure. I like the general look of her. The crotch shot doesn't look the greatest. But yeah, like I said, it's not going to be a figure for me. And there's some cleavage for you. And whatever that says on her leg. Let's see if we can view the image and zoom in. And see if maybe we can read that. Something Eve. Hallows Eve. Something or retreat. Can't quite read it. It's a little bit too blurry for me. But anyways, that was Jacko. So that's all the suggestions I had prepared. Give me a second. I think I saw one a little bit ago. Fate, Grand Order, Avenger, Jeanne d'Arc. Let's see here. Jeanne-d'Arc. Jeanne d'Arc. By Alter Aniplex. Let's see here. Is it this one or maybe this one? This one. So Zen Senpai in the chat has made a suggestion. This is Jeanne d'Arc from Fate Grand Order. 1/7 scale, second ascension by Aniplex and Alter. Yeah, Alter. Oh, Jeanne d'Arc Alter. Okay, not Alter the company, but Alter Jeanne d'Arc. She is supposed to come out in April of next year. Why? Why so long of a pre-order period? And she is MSRP'd at 15,741 yen. Once again, a very odd figure. She is going to be very tall, probably because of the spear or flag or whatever that is. You can order her to the 31st of July at Aniplex. So the actual figure is only 24 centimeters, but add the pole and it's 35 centimeters. So let's look at her pictures. So yes, kind of hard to see the whole thing from here, but it looks like she has a sword and she has a flag. Yeah, that's a flagpole, and that's the flag flying out behind her. And she is like dark themed and nice red cape. Excuse me, hiccuping. So there she is with the lights off, with a little spotlight on her. Can't really see her face very well so far. Decent, moderate sized boobs. Some thigh highs going on with some zetairoki. And she's in kind of, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a prancing dancing pose with the one knee up and the other foot tiptoeing. The flag looks pretty nicely detailed and the billows look pretty cool. Yeah. I wish they would do a close-up picture of her. So she's got a little bit of a booty. Can't really see it because of the skirt cape thing going on that she's wearing. Can we get a close-up picture? So this is a little bit more of a close-up picture. So her face, she's got yellow eyes and kind of an evil smile on her face. Doesn't look like she has teeth, though. So yeah, it definitely looks to be painted very, very nicely. Nice sculpt on it, too. So there is a shot where we can see like her armor, her gauntlet, and her sword handle. Lots of details going on there. And her waist armor looks very, very nicely done. So yeah, she definitely does look very good. Maybe a little on the expensive end. And yeah, it's not going to be a figure for me. But I know Zen Senpai was pretty excited about her. So yeah, that's all the suggestions that I have for now. Um, so unless someone says something in the next few seconds, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'll give you guys a chance. Do 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 do. Stupid stream delay. And yeah. Okay, so we've gone about an hour and 5 minutes on this stream. So yeah. Anyways, hopefully this turned out good. If it turned out to be shit, well, it turned out to be shit. It's an experiment. Um, I do want to mention next week, uh, things are going to be hell at work, so I may not be able to get one of these out. So we'll see. So this wallpaper is Akane from. I played the game. I have the game. I forget her last name. Kokian Otome. So yeah, and this is Babe. She's the only route that I went on, and I love this character. I loved her. Yes, she is Babe. Anyways, like I said, quite possibly there's not going to be a episode next week because because work is going to be hell. But on the upside, Tamayori Hime is supposed to be here hopefully tomorrow. And then next week, I have already paid for 2 Tamamoth items. And Akano should be released on the 9th, so she will be coming as well. And then later this month, I've got Mika. So there's videos coming, just gotta work it around work. So anyways, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'm out. See you later. Bye-bye.